That's not my husband. I mean, look at him.
It's a bit different, but you might find you like this new Shrek.
But it's the old one I fell in love with, Dad. I'd give anything to have him back.
A teaser for the Shrek 5 movie dropped recently, and Zendaya being a cast member is only one of the issues people have with it. There's been an obvious change from the original animation of the show, and if you're wondering why a bunch of adults in their 20s are complaining about this, then you should find the nearest bridge and I mean, that's a totally valid thought. The point of the video isn't just to harp on how I feel about the trailer on a personal level. I have enough real-world problems to worry about. It's more so to use this opportunity, now that people are on the topic, to talk about why studios undergo these animation changes and what dictates the reactions they get. Studios changing the animation of a show isn't a new concept, and the reactions from fans vary. Take a look at American Dragon. There was a drastic change in the animation between season 1 and 2. Apparently, it was due to feedback from focus groups conducted by Disney. The kids thought that Jake's dragon form was too buff. So that leads us to the first reason why studios may change their animation to appeal to a wider audience. One of the most painful things to witness in animation is the pilot to canon pipeline. When studios change their quirky, unique, creative pilot style to the generic smoothed out animation when the show is picked up. From Steven Universe to Infinity Train, studios are afraid to take risks with animation, so they do what everyone else is doing. They do what works to maximize profit and appeal to a wider audience, which isn't inherently a bad thing. It just sucks to watch creativity suffer at the hands of profitability. Well, sometimes the tweaked animation style is genuinely an upgrade from the pilot. Many fans felt that way about Steven Universe. And right there is another point. Sometimes the old animation needs a revamp. Revamps don't have to be hella dramatic. There could be a few tweaks here and there, like with the amazing world of Gumball. I gotta be honest, I didn't notice the change, not until the before and after were placed side by side. Gravity Falls tweaked some of their character designs as well, without sacrificing the OG style the fans fell in love with. Drastically changing the animation of a show may affect the connection fans have to it. Fans connect to the original designs and resonate with characters, and changing the animation, especially if it lacks that soul and pizzazz the original had, may diminish the emotional connection the fans had to it. It was hard to get into distant lands for that reason. Still on the topic of revamps, many users believe that what's going on with this Shrek trailer is an upgrade from the original animation, an improvement from an outdated animation style. But what people fail to realize is not everything that's dated is bad or irrelevant. Some of the best anime I've seen are from the 90s. I prefer the retro version of Hunter x Hunter to the current rendition. To me, it had much more vigor. Look at Disney's old animation, for Christ's sake. The point being that just because an animation style is more recent doesn't make it better. The reason there's such an outrage is that people are beginning to reject conformity, wanting to see more creativity in animation again. Animation is meant to be an escape. With the right skill, you can bring to life anything you desire, and 80% of big companies choose the smoothed out 3D animation style. The new Smurfs turning red, if anything, they should have learnt from Puss in Boots. Yes, it was a different animation style from the OG Shrek, but it wasn't just gorgeous, it stood out. It felt like some thought went into it. Sometimes it's genuinely beyond their control. To save costs, franchises may change animation studios, like in the case of Invincible and Seven Deadly Sins. There's a noticeable change in the fluidity of animation. I can't really blame them in this situation because good animation is quite expensive. In some cases, the change in animation is as a result of changing animators within the same studio. Steven Universe, for example, is one of the most inconsistent representations of characters I've seen. Allegedly, Rebecca Sugar wanted to allow her team to get the chance to represent characters the way they understood. Some people found this grating, others didn't mind. I do believe the overall quality of the show would have improved if they had a more consistent art style, but it would have taken longer to get new episodes considering multiple character artists won't be able to work due to differences in design interpretation. And of course, we can't make a video about changing animation style without talking about reboots. The new Ben 10 and the new Powerpuff Girls are horrible reboots. Absolutely terrible. Heinous. The only possible argument for the new Ben 10 is that it's catering more to the kids of this generation. But why do all the kids shows today have one animation style? And just because something is made for kids doesn't mean everything has to be dumbed down to the bare minimum. Teen Titans Go, on the other hand, is peak cinema. Controversial, I know. I would admit some of the later episodes were a miss. It felt like everyone in the writer's room was on crack. Can't forget forget the original Sonic movie design. That change may go down as one of the best animation upgrades in history, but I hope whoever came up with that OG design is still rotting in jail. Let's shift from the trailer's animation for a bit. The outright reference to TikTok culture was off-putting for a lot of fans. It felt like pandering. The truth is, Shrek has always referenced the real world. Far, far away equals Hollywood. They had a whole red carpet introduction scene. The thing is, it was always done tastefully.
Rapunzel, Rapunzel, let down thy golden extensions.
But this, it just felt like brain rot. But alas, it's a teaser. It may not be a reflection of what the actual movie would look like. The angsty teen daughter, who's probably going to run away, then find out her dad was right all along as a sequel to a successful movie, is getting saturated. People have already come up with what the entire plot of the movie would probably be.
But Dad, staying in the swamp is your dream. I have different dreams. I want to explore the world. Dad, I'm not your little girl anymore. I want to go to human school and maybe date a human too. Mom, you have no idea what it's like to spend your entire youth locked up. Just because Mom was locked up doesn't mean I have to be too. Dad, you're embarrassing me. Stop saying skibbity. It's not funny anymore.
The truth is, a lot of studios are willing to sacrifice creativity in exchange for what's currently trending, because at the end of the day, animation and film production is a business, and the goal for many studios is to make a profit, which is very understandable. And as you would have it, the smooth, hyper-polished animation is what the upcoming generation are into, because believe it or not, you're probably at least in your 20s, and the audience these big studios are mostly trying to cater to are the kids. Good thing shows like BoJack Horseman exist. People will always resist change. There's room to explore new terrain with your animation, but let it not be at the expense of creativity and core storytelling. Or maybe you can do whatever you want. I'm not your dad. Before we close off, let's remember that animation is not an easy task at all. Yes, quality should be upheld, but many animators are being overworked and underpaid, so maybe we shouldn't be so critical of the slightest chips in a show's animation. I know, ironic that this is coming at the end of this type of video. But anyways, what do you think about the new Shrek animation or animation style change in general? Leave your comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Turn on post notifications so you don't miss a single video. And as usual, see you in the next one.